What it do, fellas? So today's video is all about the things you have to do before you see her. So this is before, you're gonna link her up, whether it's gonna be in the car or she comes through. And I'm gonna get into the details of where are you even gonna bring her. So there's absolutely things that a lot of fellas have to hop on doing right away before you try to text her, try to get to know her, because you'll have her actually taking you more serious, look at you more masculine, and of course be attracted to you in all types of ways. All right, so fellas, one thing I'll throw in there: if you're not doing the back work, get on that and give this video a huge thumbs up. And fellas, we can talk during consultations. If y'all don't know, it is available. We can talk during consultations about anything, and it starts at 15 minutes. Remember, consultations can be about her, and it can be about right back to you, what you like to do, the things that you have, goals, all those things, okay? And then if there is things that you want to get done before she comes through, fellas, it could be all that too. Consultation, link down below. Let's get into this first thing of how you have to be ready to say what you got to say to her. And this is by knowing what you're going to say before you see her. So right back to being confident. A lot of confident guys, before they see a girl, they're already ready to see this girl because they're not worried that they're not going to know what to say. They're not worried that when they get in front of that girl or they're around that girl, they're going to be hesitating, scared, feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I might say the wrong thing. So back to the alpha, sigma, high value guys out here. If he's around a Brittany, a Tiffany, a nice looking good Nicole, what is he going to do when he's alpha, he's confident, and he's ready to go and he knows what to do before? He's going to approach her, or let's say if it's going to be he knows her before, he's going to speak to her, talk to her, even if it's through FaceTime, and he's going to go ahead and say it with no hesitation. So for example, if it's going to be questions that you like to ask or you normally ask girls, you will not based on that girl, you will not feel like I have to be so careful. So basically thinking about what you are like and doing what makes sense for you most is the best results you're going to get at the end. So if you're the type of guy that likes to talk about a certain type of thing, just know when you're going to be around her, mention it if that's what you got to do, and then mention a few things about it if you guys are having a conversation. Now, right back to like, if you know what to do before seeing her, you should know how to just say, hey, what's up? What's your name? Where are you from? Now, if you're talking, you should know the basics of how to keep a conversation going, and the basics of if she's not responsive, you're going to be gone. If she's ignoring, you're of course gone. So it's just down to being confident is a combination of knowing what to say. You're not caring. You're going to say it when you're around her, and then expecting that anything could happen, but you're okay with the results. So back to rejection. If y'all don't know about the rejections, make sure you check out my rejection videos. I got a whole lot of those. And then of course, right back to confidence, masculine, all that stuff. But if you are gonna get rejected, you gotta be okay with getting rejected, fellas. And fellas, if you want to know about my Patreon, well, you'll know by clicking that link and you'll see what's on there. We talk about a whole lot of stuff that can be talked about on YouTube. It gets wild out there. And girls like a lot of stuff that y'all don't be even knowing. It's all on Patreon. I can't talk about it once we're on here, but there is reaction videos on there too that will only be on there. Check out that link. It is down below. And right back to, and this is the last thing I'll say so we can move on to the next thing I got for y'all. So the last thing about how you can say what you gotta say and you don't care, females respect you for that, because you're not worried about her feeling ways, crying, reacting, rejection. Nah, that's not in your mind, because who cares? You could be the prize by knowing it already. By acting like I'll get up and leave if, let's say, I act like myself, I knew what I was going to say, I was comfortable, and you gave me a bad response. Like, females really get impressed that you act like yourself, you're confident, you said what you had to say, you kept the conversation going to the best of your ability, and then you seen the vibe and you dismissed. And this is where y'all don't be dismissing. Y'all don't be saying, I'm gone. That is the other part of it, but bottom line is make sure that you do know what to say. Don't be a nervous wreck. Don't be stuttering, I don't know what to say, hesitating, all those things, all right? So fellas, the next thing, and this is so important, I should have said it first, but the next thing is having somewhere she could be. So fellas, the whole do this before you see her, where are you gonna bring her? Are you bringing her back to your mom's crib or your boy's crib? Or if you have roommates, that's the case. I'm really asking you guys a genuine question. Where is it? Is it your own spot? So if that is the case, that's excellent. As in, girls really do like a guy that does have his own place, does have it furnished, does have maybe his thing going on where you can see the routine is maybe this skincare here or maybe the candles, incense there. He keeps the place fresh, clean. Like those are things that girls will peep too when you do have your own place. You do maintain it in that way. And I just have to mention that because this is the stuff that maybe you guys could be working on before she comes through, right? But back to how she might not have nowhere to come. Now, I'm just saying, for the basics of like y'all not having a place for her to come, y'all gotta figure that out. If it's gonna be your car, at least let it be your car. If it's gonna be your boy's house or wherever it could be, if you have roommates right back to that, let it be that. That is cool. But of course, that upper hand is her knowing that, hey, there's gonna be private moments because you have a private spot. No girl wants you to take her, to the park. I'm like, okay, cute dates, basic dates when you're going out, doing your thing. And fellas, don't forget about affirmations. You gotta have that playing while you're sleeping so that routine is built in to boost you in your confidence, all in your head. You got to start understanding that if you want to be masculine, it starts in here. And you do have to have these routines that are affirmations you play while you're sleeping, and it works. You see the transformations happen and you boost your confidence once more, fellas. I know all y'all want to be going up to females, right? And not caring what she's going to say and say what you want to say. Affirmations is going to get you going that way, all right? Make sure you check out that link. But back to how you don't have a place, I'm just going to tell you the truth. She's going to be like, okay, cool. Or she might be rude and say nothing. Now, I say this because the fact that you don't have nowhere to take her, it makes a woman not take you serious. So you got to take it like this. If it is expected for you to have certain things going on in the modern day as a fella, and, I didn't even get into it, I haven't talked about it that much, but the whole having money status, all that stuff. If that's what's supposed to be going on, and you simply don't even have a car to take her back to, let's say, if you're hollering at her, or if you've seen her somewhere and you're like, hey, let's go somewhere afterwards. But if you don't even have a spot, you got to get that. That just shows the back work of you're not ready. You're not ready for her. But matter of fact, you might not be ready in your own life. And that's just real facts of if you are not hustling, grinding, doing the back work, you can't expect to provide for yourself, of course. So how are you thinking that you're leading, showing your masculine side, you're being around a girl and you're bringing security? You're bringing, yourself that high value man. You're not bringing none of that up by not showing that you're prepared, of course. Back to this is stuff you do before, but not having a place, not having somewhere. So like for my fellas that are in school, for my fellas that are on campus, that is excellent. Bring her to your dorm room. If you have a roommate, you bring her back to your room when she comes to the place that you're staying at. So that's just how it's going to work, and it makes sense. And then also there's, of course, exceptions. But bottom line is, those times, of course, she sees there's a place. Of course, there's a reason why she should come back. So all my fellas that don't have nowhere to really bring her, be careful when you're talking to her because, she's going to think that you have something going on for yourself or something. Or also look at it like this. You're going to be bringing something to the table. So you're not being prepared if you're not having it done in the back works, in the process. At least, fellas, have a plan. If it's going to be in your own personal life, and if women come back or come around later, that's the case. But have a plan for yourself to know that, this is how you make yourself more high value. This is how you bring self-worth. This is how you show that, hey, I'm ready to have a woman. I'm ready to be a man, most importantly, in my own life. You got to be in tune with your own nature just as much as a lot of females have to for their own selves. And y'all can't be so much dependent or worried about, well, if I'm doing this for her, when I get this place for her, can she just wait until I get it? Y'all got to make sure this is done. Don't go out in the field empty-handed. You're going empty-handed without having a place, without having money, without having status, no cap. So if you do have little bits, if you do have things to work with, that is your chance. That is opportunities right there. That's how you're opening it up for you to possibly have this girl want to see you again. want to be serious about you, you know, want to put you at her roster at the top because, wow, you do have that value. Now, I didn't talk about it, the emotional aspect, emotional stability. Fellas, y'all know that is coming up. So just know that part is important as well. But if you do not have those basics, you are not taking care of yourself. Oh, the last thing a girl will believe in her mind that this man, yes, fellas, you could be able, you have the capability of taking care of her. And we got to look at facts. The facts of it is if you hit up a girl and you don't even have a car to go pick her up with, and then chill in the car, you know, so things can happen in the back seat and stuff. But if you can't even chill in the car because you don't have a car, what is that? I'm sorry, but I'm going to say what she's going to say. A bum to her. Because y'all got to look at, like, if girls are weighing their options, getting different types of guys talking to them, having DMs, those guys are bringing things to the table, such as, I do have a car and I do have a place. Such as, I do live with my roommate and I do drive my brother's car. But he still could pick her up, you know? And it's not always about picking her up. If you have to spend money on an Uber, she needs to know that you could do that. She can't think in her head that this guy can't even spend money on an Uber, on this, on that. That would be a struggle for you. So really, you got to make sure your value is always there. And I always tell y'all, it's because you are bringing it. It's because you're doing it for yourself. The second that she's realizing, oh, you know, you only went and did it because of her, once again, you don't get no cool points for it. She's not recognizing that as your value. It's all because of her. So make sure you're prepared before you try to bring any female to your crib. Make sure that you're doing the back work. Of course, like I said, emotional stability is really important. Didn't talk so much about it, but all that, you have it going on. You're going to have so much more females wanting to see you again, taking you serious, and believing that you are that man, that high value guy that really brings a whole lot. And remember, to lead, to bring that alpha trait out, all these different types of sigma traits out. You're not doing it again if you're wanting her to feel bad, if you're wanting her to wait until you get it together. Do it on your terms and then be ready. And then, y'all, last thing I'll say, you'll realize how it was so much more beneficial. If it even meant that you had to stay away from females just so you can focus on that, make it be that. So be it, but you have to put that work in. So she's seeing that, oh, absolutely, I believe that this guy is now a man, now masculine, now into. Now you have her really looking at you and really taking you serious for that real man that you have become, that real man that has it all going on. All right, so once more, the little recap is know what you're going to say. When you're around her, don't be hesitating. Don't be double going back, stuttering, rethinking, doubting yourselves. Be confident and say what you got to say. Be yourself. If she's not liking the vibe, you could just walk away. You could just dismiss her as she would for you. And then, of course, with that last thing I told y'all, if you don't have a spot, at least let it be a car. At least let it be your friend's house or somewhere where you could take her back. And then, of course, if it's in the process or you're trying to figure out what's next, your best bet, fellas, once more, is doing it behind closed doors, doing it prior, because you'll be all prepped when you do see her. And that's going to be your chances of seeing her again, seeing her twice, 3, 4 times. All right, so fellas, once more, don't forget we can continue to talk during consultations. The link is down below, and consultations, once more, can be about anything. If you do want to know more, if you do have questions, all that could be done through consultations and Patreon. A whole lot of videos y'all will never ever see on YouTube. Make sure you click that link down below. Y'all will see me in my next video. Bye, y'all.